Glenn Parker, High Vibration Foundation. Thanks very much for joining me. Someone asked some examples of synchronicity, especially as of late. And I'm going to accommodate you because I think that's a fantastic idea. I think when I first came across Bashar's material and some of the other channels and I was reorientating my consciousness, I was really in tune with the fourth density type of idea where, you could go from here to there and skip all the different parallels. And there was one where I was on a golf cart at a storage facility and I was getting ready to drive through, and you have to punch a code to go through the gate. And I was thinking, when I first was exposed to these materials, well, I could just be on the other side of the gate. I don't have to go and punch the code or anything like that. And then as I was driving toward the gate just opened. And I kind of shit myself there for a second. I'm like, okay, I'm not instantly on the other side of the gate, but the gate just opened. And my mom happened to be in the office at the time, so I was helping her out and helping in the storage facility. She worked as a property manager there, and I was helping her pack and get ready to move, so I was doing all the outside stuff since it was hot and very cold out on the East Coast. So, I let it go because there was other things to get done. And I asked her later, I'm like, you remember when I was going out to the gate earlier? Like, yeah, did you open the gate for me? Seeing me to go to the gate, and you flipped open the gate for me. And she's like, yeah. She looked at me really funny, like, yeah, I did. How are you asking that question? I'm like, okay, thanks. I didn't explain myself. I'm like, oh. And then I had to come across some material. So that was synchronicity. And here is how that plays out. The universe is going to do the fastest, simplest path. And the fastest, simplest path within that construct wasn't within this density state just to pop off collective consciously. Why? Especially when there's people watching and whatnot, from you to go one place to the other. It was the most synchronous and quick to have someone open the gate for you because that was my intention. So the universe said, oh, well, somebody's, there you go. Go through the gate. You didn't want to touch the keypad. You wanted to get there as most expediently as possible. That is a very fine example of synchronicity. Also on the East Coast, I didn't have a car, and I was taking care of Mom, and there's no freaking sidewalks out in upstate, and you have to walk freaking everywhere. It was like a mile or whatever, a mile and a half to get my hair cut. Yeah, that's funny now. So I get my shoes on, I'm getting ready to go. I give myself, 20, 30 minutes to do the walk and wind down a little bit before I get my hair cut. And I leave, and I'm walking down the road, and within like 20, 30 seconds, I hear something. And it's the hairdresser. She's like, oh, I'm on my way. I just dropped off my daughter at the high school down the street. Would you like a ride? That is pure synchronicity right there. All I had to do is get my shoes on and go out the door. All I had to do is state of an intention, thinking that I was going to go get my hair cut, and a ride directly down there. Very good. Yesterday, or within the last couple days, I went out to get the mail. They have these central mailboxes where I am, where they don't have to go door to door. They put like 20, 25 of these things in one box. So the mailman can just go, because it gets to be 100-something degrees out here in Vegas, so they can just go, stop, and deliver a whole bunch of mail, stay in their car, go to the next stop, that type of idea. And I have to walk around. So I went there and I got the mail, and then I was walking back, and right as I was coming up to the front of the house, UPS truck comes up and stops. I'm like, hello? And he brings out a package, scans it in, and just hands it to me while I'm standing in front of the house, just from getting the mail. No need to go outside or look for it, just handed right to me. Synchronicity, putting things where they need to be when they need to be there. That's also a very, very fine example. And I think those examples I have other fine examples, and there's tons of little things that are now perpetuating and gaining momentum. I think those are some of my favorite ones. The thing on the golf court kind of freaked me out at first because I wasn't convinced that any of this material or Bashar's existence or any of these types of ideas was valid at that point in time. It was just when I first started in about July, August of 2013, getting exposed to these types of ideas. So I wasn't quite sure, what was going on when the gate opened for me. But, when I vetted that out and I came across other lateral material that said, hey, it's happening the easiest way possible for you. The universe is going to deliver it. For instance, if somebody has change in their pocket and you want to know how much change they have in their pocket and they're standing right there, face to face with you, the universe isn't generally just going to disclose that to you when you can just say, hey, how much change do you have in your pocket? Shortest, quickest path. Universe takes shortest, quickest path. Shortest, quickest paths individually and collectively was for Mom to pop the gate open for me and be able to go out and do what I wanted to do because that was my intention. But I was still exercising the idea that it was potentially possible just to pop onto the other side of the gate, and I even still do that now. If I want to go to the mailbox, can I just go to the mailbox and bilocate? And the more you exercise those ideas, the more synchronicity abounds around them too. Just trying to think if there was anything else that was cool. I like those examples. The one for the hairdresser really set in motion a lot of other ideas, and was a lot of validation in those, because it wasn't that far removed from the golf cart type of incident, as I like to call it. And I don't think my consciousness could have handled just popping on the other side of the gate at that point in time, even if it was okay in collective consciousness. That might have been, even though I realized that was certainly a possibility, well, I don't think that would have been a good thing. So, you're giving yourself what you need within the moment as well. So we say we're ready for a lot of things like first contact and these ideas, and I know I'm not ready. I mean, I'm pretty close, closer than I have been in the past, but, that might have just freaked me out just to pop on the other side. It would have been really cool, but so that is how synchronicity has been working for me. I love to hear other stories too. I would suggest that, if you'd like to share, post some YouTube videos as well. Thank you very much for joining me again, Glenn Parker, High Vibration Foundation, coaching life, business, and spiritual. Also retreats, boys and girls, all that down below. In the description, you can find retreats, you can find coaching, find the you can find the nonprofit website and all the different channels that I like and people that are within the new energy that are doing much good. And if you do like this video, please do like, subscribe, and share. And in that idea, adding it to playlists and things like that is also sharing, so that if you did find this material useful, that other people can find it as well through synchronicity.